I'm scared really right now. I mean, as much as I was on the optimistic side a year ago, now I don't feel that way anymore.
The recession just kind of exploded in Europe, but we definitely lost business because of that. And the volcano.
Frankly, the recession forced us to look at things differently and not take orders for granted, and had to go out and really reinvent some of the things we do.
This is Brent McDonald, video journalist with the New York Times. In 2008, shortly after the collapse of Lehman Brothers, we began following several small businesses in New York City and tracking their efforts to survive the economic downturn. Now, 2 years later, with owners forced to pare down operations, cut costs, and adapt to changing markets, some are finally seeing signs of recovery.
This is the Pendleton Wool Mills Worksman cycle.
Meanwhile, one buckled under continuing financial strain.
Final turn of notice.
In early 2010, Michael Mena closed the Bronx butcher shop his father started nearly 40 years ago. With the recession, dwindling sales sank even lower, and bills piled up. Mr. Mena declined to speak with us this time due to financial and legal troubles. His old storefront awning now bears a different name. For businesses that survive, what optimism their owners have is tempered with lingering uncertainty.
I am cautiously optimistic. I have gotten nervous in the past few months because the business has dropped 9 or 10%.
I do think that with the German crowd, it's going to be a little bit different.
For Georgette Blau of On Location Tours, the weak dollar made 2008 and 2009 good years for international tourism, which now makes up 3/4 of her business.
Also, herzlich willkommen im Sex and the City Tourbus von...
One of the issues we've actually had is having open positions, trying to fill them. We've had person after person that we've been interested in that's decided to take off 6 months, take off a year, travel. I hate to say this, but stay on unemployment. I feel lucky having just a 9 or 10% drop. I think other businesses have suffered a lot more.
If I do have to close down, I'll close down. If I have to relocate to a smaller place, if I can find a smaller place, I will do that.
Mohammed Shami is owner of Alfanus, a Middle Eastern restaurant in Lower Manhattan. For him, gone are the large lunch orders for Wall Street banks and trading firms. He now scrapes by with walk-in business, only that too is declining again.
The beauty of this country, if you have a dream and you work, it will come true. I mean, with hard work, long hours. But the thing is, with this bad economy, I don't know if it's still there, honestly. I mean, before I can see it, but it's been for quite a while now, for the past 2 years, and nobody knows. In the meantime, everything is going more expensive. My landlord, he reduced the rent 35%, so that helped me. And then the real estate tax, it increased. Pull off a sandwich? If it continues like this, I mean, what's gonna happen to me? I'm gonna be in the poorhouse or what? I mean, I don't know. And the regular pickles, yes. I'm almost 56 years old. I mean, I don't have anything set aside for my retirement. I used to have health insurance, and then I couldn't afford it, so I had to drop it off. I had a problem with my teeth, matter of fact. It was quite a few of them, and I just couldn't take off, and I kept postponing it till my son, he graduated. More? My nephew too, he just graduated from college, and they working with me. I mean, my son, he had plans to work with me, but my nephew, he had different dreams, but he couldn't find a job. So I asked him if he can come in and he'll be working the register. His sister, she graduated with a master's degree, and she graduated in May. Till now, she haven't got a job too. I mean, I feel bad for the new generation that they've been graduating and there is no jobs out there for them. It's getting to be impossible.
In a strange way, we're probably as strong a company as we've ever been right now, despite the fact that 2009 was such a difficult year.
Wayne Sosin is president of Worksman Cycles in Ozone Park, Queens. With the recession, he lost much of his core business from Detroit automakers and scrambled to find new markets for his industrial bicycles.
The recession, as for a lot of businesses, made us make some hard choices. We looked at ways to cut expenses, we became more energy efficient. We didn't take anything for granted anymore. And we knew we had to operate in a lean way because companies that didn't react quickly were not going to be around anymore. And even though we were 111 years old when the recession started, there's no guarantees of anything. We're only as good as our latest bikes that we make and our latest customers. So it forced us to make some very heart-wrenching decisions. We had to cut some hours from employees, and in some cases we laid people off.
Me fit on the tire and the rim, the tire and tube.
We did hire back some of the people that were let go, and in one case in particular, one of the employees that we called, he came back to work, and he actually came into my office and he had tears in his eyes and he gave me a big hug, and it made you realize how important a job is to a person.
Yeah, well, that made me feel happy. You come me shaking hand, I'm telling congratulations. Say stand to your word, you send back for me.
As much as I feel really good right now about where we're going, I just can't say with everything that I'm reading in the economy that this is necessarily going to sustain.